All right, guys. I'm messing around with my 2006 XT225. This is the newest motorcycle that I own, which isn't new, but it's good. It's only like 3,500 miles on it, and I have an oil leak, a drip somewhere. So I put it on the rack. I'm trying to figure it out. We know it's not from the Kickstarter because there is no Kickstarter on this bike. So I'm gonna ride around here on this little cart and try to figure it out. It's just a little drip, but you know how that annoying. It shouldn't be there. There's a sight glass for the oil, and it looks too full or empty. I can't figure it out, but it shouldn't be too full, and it shouldn't be empty. So let's go around here. I might have to drop the skid plate. I don't see. Okay. There we go. Get up in there. Sprocket. Coming from the front sprocket, possibly. It's looking a little wet in there. Super hard to see with this light. Yeah, you can see it's a little wet in there. So, take that cover off. See what's going on. Get you set up. So there's two 8mm bolts. I got one out already. holding the cover on, it looks like. Plastic. Okay. I'm seeing this for the first time. Along with you guys. Yeah, looks like there's definitely something going on behind that seal. I would definitely bet money on that. Shaft seal. I have to take the chain off. Take that sprocket off. Pull that seal out, but I don't have one, so I'm going to go ahead and order one. And then we'll see how that goes. I'll tear it down when I order the seal. All right. Well, at least we know where it's coming from. So that's good. And it shouldn't be that big of a deal to take that out. I don't think. I've never done one on this bike. So we'll see. We'll see what it is. I'll go over and check the oil on the other side. Since we're this far. Roll over here. Set you guys. I guess I'll set you guys right here. The old bikes used to have dipsticks. They don't do that anymore. Not on this bike anyway. Zip tie dipstick if I can get it in there. Yeah, the clutch is in the way. That makes sense. Well, they don't have a... Yeah, that's not going to work. Definitely have to use the sight window. And it looks pretty darn low. Alright guys, thanks a lot. We'll get back with you. I'm gonna go ahead and drain the oil. Looks like 10mm to take this skid plate off. Rock guard. I've always called it a skid plate. But it's pretty thin aluminum. I'm thinking a rock would crash it up pretty good. Looks like one bolt and it slides out. Yep. There's a little rubber mat in there, along with a bunch of rocks. And then take that bolt and put it right back in the hole. And now, get to, I think now we can get to the drain plug. I've done this before, but it's been a while. There's no drain plug. I don't know where it is though. I have no manual for this motor either. Sure, I'll find it somewhere. Hey guys, I'm guessing this is the drain plug. This gigantic freaking plug over here. It's big. That's a 18, probably a 19 or so. All right, let me go check it out. Guys, we've got a oil pan down there ready to go. This pan is just, I think it's from an oven, like a roasting pan or a broiling pan, I guess you'd call it. And when I do the oil changes, I wipe it out real good, just so I want to see if there's any contaminants in the oil. If you have old oil in there, you know, it won't make sense. You won't be able to see if there's anything contaminated coming out. Baby's on there. Wow. No reason that's on there so tight. Yeah, that's black. All right, so maybe I should have changed it a little sooner than this, guys. What do you think? The screen looks good. Clean. Then, going to measure how much is in there. It should be 1,000 cc's. It looks like it says on the other side. So I'll give it a measurement. This goes up to 500. So we should fill that thing up twice. We're pretty close to it, just to monitor how much was leaking. It wasn't much. There's the sight glass. You see how full it was last time. Shouldn't have been that full. We'll see what happens. Let's pull the oil filter. That's a 5mm and 2/8. Took my glove off. Don't think I should have. There's little holes on the inside. You gotta make sure you get the filter with the little bitty holes. There's 4. And then the big one in the middle. And there's no holes on the outside, but just this washer Holes go in, oil comes in, goes around, goes through, out, and then back in the engine. I'm guessing that's how that works. Okay, I'm gonna put that cap back on it so nothing gets in there. In between now, I have to order these parts, so it will be a little bit. Short one on the left, long one on the right, Allen on the bottom. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why, but they did. They have many engineers who are dealing with this kind of stuff, so they know. Okay, that won't get lost. All right, we'll go in there, put that plug back in. Get ready for oil change and that seal. All right, guys, I got the oil measured out, and it was just a few little drops low, but as you've seen, it definitely needed to be changed. There was actually a little bit of oil in this jug. This is bad oil. Go to recycle place, get a few changes in that jug, and then you take it and get rid of it. But yep, I'm ready for the filter, and got to tear that other side apart and get that going. That new seal in there, or oil filter. Some new oil, and should be back riding. All right, good enough. I'll talk with you later. There's a little tech tip I mentioned in my video, on the oil change video, but it's just a little idea to help out. Put some cardboard down on your lift table. Keeps it cleaner, keeps the oil and gas from dripping down on your table, and keeps it from getting scratched up a little bit if you're worried about that. I do it on all the bikes that I redo, on all the projects, and it works out great for me. This is the 06 XT225. Got a seal back there behind the small shaft sprocket. Got to replace it. Oil change, way overdue. All right, guys, thanks a lot. All right, got to take the master link off. You spin the chain around until you find it. Pretty simple to figure it out. And clean it off so I can see what the heck's going on. Try to get a screwdriver in there to split it. There's a split at one end. Sometimes these get stuck on there a little bit. Like I think this one is. This is an O-ring chain. Little bitty O-rings. The older bikes that I have don't use O-rings, a lot of them. This chain is in pretty rough shape as far as being clean. So I'm just going to pop this back together somewhat and put it in the little tray that I have my oil filter in, and I won't lose it. All right, now I'll reel that chain off of there, go soak it in the parts cleaner. All right, okay. Chain's down in the parts cleaner, just soaking away. Not gonna run it. I've had the lid shut on it, and look at all the condensation. It actually evaporates. I use a water-based cleaner, not a petroleum, and it's exactly what's in there. Simple grain purple. Say it won't tarnish aluminum, which is good. I don't want the aluminum tarnished. And I think I'll actually pour a little bit more in there when I get serious about the next bike. All right, which is coming, the 74 MX 125. I've been looking forward to this bike. It'll be here in a couple weeks. Countdown. There you go. That's the little guy I got to get off next. Couple bolts should pop right off of there. All right, guys. Seems like every time I think I'm not going to work on it anymore, I don't put my gloves on, get my hands all greasy, and I decide to go back to it. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. This is 10 millimeter, and I put it in gear to keep it from rolling. I just cracked that one loose already. I use a lot of extensions, even when I don't have to, but it just makes it easier for getting in there. You don't have to get so far in, your sock or your ratchet's not going to hit other parts of the bike. I just find it. I use a lot of extensions when I don't really need to. It just makes life easier for me. And I usually, like on a lot of my videos, I use 1/4 inch drive, and I don't have it here right now. So I'm using the bigger 3/8, which feels really funny in my hand, to tell you the truth. It's so dirty, I can't see what's going on in there. I've never had this off, guys, so I'm trying to figure it out as I go. There you go, it slides right off of there. Sprocket's in pretty good shape. Oh, there's a little hook to it, yeah. Yeah, it's a little hooked. Let's see if I can get it in there. It's hard to see on video. But they're a little bit hooked. See if I can get a new sprocket as well. All right, that definitely seal's leaking. Get you guys in there a little bit better. Oh, it's going on my little light. I think I might need some new batteries in there. It's all right. Definitely dirty. Wet. It's wet, it's leaking. Okay, I'm gonna get her a little bit cleaned up and I'll get back with you. Can't turn the camera off with my glove on. That's a pain in the ass. Sometimes it works, must have some grease on it. That could get into your seal. When you go to replace the seal or take it out, see how clean it is now? Go back in the video. I mean, it's not off the table clean outside the seal area, but I did spend a lot of time trying to get that seal area and that shaft clean. Because when you pull it out, if there's grease all over it, chances are you're going to get some down in there. And when you put the new seal in, is even worse. Lube it up a little bit, make sure it's clean again. Lube it up and slip that new seal over there with some oil on it. But you'll notice in some of my videos, I like to work real clean as I can, and I clean as I go. That was just water I sprayed on there. This was the cleaner just from out of the parts cleaner. Took this off, shoved that down in there, pumped a little bit of the purple stuff. Actually, it's not purple stuff. It's simple green, but it's the purple color. And when I clean that up, I used a variety of brushes. I use this little guy, brass. I use that guy as a nylon, and then I use that guy to finish it up. And these baskets, I clean the sprocket and the bolts. Clean as a whistle, took 2 seconds. That was covered in grease, that retainer ring. But takes a second. And just clean it up as you go. And this, I will now take this out of here and I'll throw it away. That's just another old used cardboard that I used on a different project. So it's just the way I do it. I'm not saying it's the only way, the right, wrong, right, whatever. Just helps keep things clean as you go, guys. Thanks.